All right, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. This is kind of a follow-up to my video that I posted earlier about Gerard Genesis. So I didn't want to kind of go off on a tangent because this could easily just be a topic in and of itself. So I guess I'll just get right into it. So this is about Jared Genesis's thoughts on age of consent, or rather, the lack thereof. He doesn't believe that there should even be an age of consent. Um, I said in my last video that I strongly disagree with some of the things he, talks about, and this is one of those things that I definitely strongly disagree with. So personally, I kind of think that a lot of the stuff that he says, he's just trolling people to get people riled up. Because if he is trolling, he's a damn good troll. Because he's got that classic troll trait of really just finding ways to trigger the hell out of people. Because there are some people out there that are absolutely 100% just obsessed with this guy, like you wouldn't believe. People, some of which have been following this guy around, hate watching him for over a decade at this point, from what I can tell, which is as far as I'm concerned, like these people are like two sides of the same coin, right? Like you say that this guy's a lol cow, but I mean, dude, you're following another guy around on the internet for like 10 plus years. Like, what the fuck are you doing with your time? Um, but anyway, I digress. So let's just assume that he's being serious about this. So let's just assume that he's not trolling and he's being genuinely serious when he says that he doesn't think there should be an age of consent. I strongly disagree with this, but personally, I'm asexual, which means that I don't really have any interest in relationships with males or females. Um, so, I just don't really understand the whole urge to just run out and have sex as soon as fucking possible. I've never really felt that desire. I don't really personally understand it. But I will say this: I personally believe that you shouldn't even really be getting involved in serious relationships until you're well into your 20s. And, well, there's one very good reason I have for this is that, okay, say you have an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. The 18-year-old is a guy, the 17-year-old's a girl. Okay, and let's say that they were high school sweethearts. All right, they went into school together and they spent pretty much their entire high school years together. Okay, the 18-year-old is still hitting on the 17-year-old. They're still very much in a relationship. Well, guess what? As far as the law is concerned, this guy's a pedophile because he's hitting on a minor. Now, I and you know that that's complete bullshit, and this guy's not a pedophile. But as far as the law is concerned, he is. Right? So I just think that it's such a touchy subject. It's just a thing that you really don't want to have to get involved with. Um, Personally, I thank God every day that I have no desire to ever date anybody or have sex with anybody. I have no interest in it whatsoever. I never have. It doesn't mean that I don't have a sex drive, but I just jack off and I'm good to go. I don't even need to watch porn. I don't do any of that. I just have no interest in any of that stuff. So, I thank God every day for that because there's so many problems that come up with sexual relationships and whatnot that it just seems like a complete mess. Legal wise, parental wise, the whole thing is a mess. Um, but yeah, obviously, if this guy believes that there should not be an age of consent, I disagree with that. I want to make that point abundantly clear. I do not agree with him at all on that. It's assuming that he's being serious, which I do genuinely believe that a lot of the things he says, he's just saying it to get people riled up. And if that is what he's going for, then you know what? He's doing a really good job of it because some of the things he said, he's had people raging for hours on end about him, like the drunken peasants. They're completely obsessed with him. In fact, I looked at their channel. They're planning another fucking stream about him later today. So it shows just how riled up he gets people. I mean, they've been obsessed with him for months, from what I can see. So he's doing something right if he's got all these fucking lunatics on him constantly. Um, in terms of trolling wise, like he's doing a good job. But yeah, that's pretty much my stance on it. I again strongly disagree, but I don't have to disagree. Just because I disagree with him about something doesn't mean that I can't watch the guy. I can't find entertainment out of the things he says. He's an entertaining guy. I mean, love him or hate him, I think he says some really funny fucking shit sometimes. I think it was pretty messed up when he was raging at his father or whatever. I've seen some of the clips out there or whatever. I didn't like dig into this guy's personal life for fucking 5 hours, but I watched a couple of clips of this guy, and there's some things that he's done that's pretty messed up. Um, One of his biggest haters or trolls or hate watchers, whatever you want to call them, detractors, Chris, the 30-year-old boomer, from what I can tell, that I believe that was his username. He claimed that this guy has done several illegal things. He's done several crimes. And then he lists elder abuse, which I don't know if you understand the meaning of abuse, but like, just because he yelled at his father, that doesn't mean that he can get arrested for it. That's not what abuse is. That's not. As long as he didn't, beat the shit out of him, he can't get arrested for it. Now, you might think that it's morally bankrupt, but it's not. He can't be arrested for it. And then he goes on some like, okay, that's a mute fucking point. And then he talks about how what was it? He made several threats against people, and he said that he wanted to slit the guy's throat, which again, that's morally it's fucked up, but the law is very specific when it comes to a threat. You have to name a time, a place, and a method. Well, he gave you a method, but he didn't give you a time or a place. Like, I'm not a lawyer, but even I know, like, he didn't threaten you. Like, come on, man. Like these people just like they everybody's got to be the internet vigilante police, right? Everybody has to go at this guy because they don't agree with what he said. Well, you might not agree with the things that he says, and some of the things that he says may be completely morally bankrupt and maybe borderline illegal, but as long as he's not going out there harming people, beating the shit out of people, raping people, he can believe whatever the hell he wants. And you do know that in some states, the age of consent is as young as 16, right? Again, I don't believe that should be the case. I don't think people should be getting involved in relationships until they're, I would say, probably like 24, just so that there's no possibility of getting involved in the high school sweetheart nonsense kind of thing. You know what I mean? And the whole thing, when you're young, you do stupid stuff. Like, let's be real, right? But that's just my opinion. The guy's got the right to his own opinion as long as he's not going out there and doing child sex trafficking and all this other crazy shit. He's got the right to his opinion. I might not agree with it. You may not agree with it. You may find the guy to be morally bankrupt, but the guy is entertaining, and I kind of respect his I don't give a fuck what you think about me attitude. What can I say? So that being said, that's kind of everything I got to say about this topic. So yeah, maybe I'll get some more topics like this off my chest. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.